May I have your attention, please? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
They're here.
Rise, my nation. Gather around and prepare. Our pride will be restored. Our shadow will fall with wicked damnation. Rise, my nation. Rise. This is your nation. This is our nation. This is the Raider Nation. Can you dig it?
What is the deal, Raider Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Lunatic Raiders Show. Right here on Raiders Allegiance with yours truly, Lunatic Raider. Yes, indeed, man. We're going to have a good show for you today. There was something that I recalled a while ago on the Rush podcast with Max Crosby when they had Jackson Powers Johnson on there. He said some things that was kind of discouraging, not to me, but I knew that the league, if they picked it up, it could be an issue. So everybody's wondering, well, why is Jackson Powers Johnson seeming to be in the doghouse? Is it because of production? Is it because, position changing? And I mean, there's a lot of things that we're, as Raider Nation, are asking, like, why are y'all doing dude like this? You know what I mean? There was stuff said on a podcast by him that I knew was gonna send up a red flag, and I swear to God, on my mama, he said this shit. Because I remember at the time when it happened, I remember Max Crosby and the other dude that's on this podcast going, oh, whoa, you know what I mean? I went back over all those videos. There was 3 videos that Jackson Powers Johnson was on the Rush. One, when they did the draft live from the A Lounge, cigar lounge. And I think it was that video, if I remember right, that he said it. But I didn't find nothing. Now, there was something that he said, I remember him saying before, but then after that later, he said some things that kind of, would make the NFL kind of raise their eyebrow, like, what did he say? You know what I mean? So I went and scoured through these last 2 that I wasn't here yesterday doing a live. Why? I was scouring through all these the Rush podcast, trying to find that specific thing that I heard him say. I heard him say. It's not that did you think you heard? No, I heard him say. And I remember telling myself, you better be careful saying that shit. So this video is a breakdown of exactly what could happen to a player on a team making these such statements and how the league would approach it. I went through ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT, create a summary of if an NFL player were to make this statement in quotations, how would their approach be to the team and to that player? Wait till I play the video that I created for y'all. Ashton Genty's we're talking about a tale of two tales is the name of this podcast. Today is the title. Genty, everybody's not everybody, I ain't gonna say everybody. A lot of people saying that he's a bust. He's not what we thought he was, but the numbers say different. I say different. The numbers differ. I don't even have to put say in that sentence. The numbers differ. We come out with the numbers of the total amount of yards that he's rushed for so far this year and how many yards he rushed after contact. That lets you know there is an issue with the offensive line. How do the two connect? The thing that JPJ may be in the doghouse for is directly affecting the offensive line, which is directly affecting Ashton Genty as well as Geno Smith. So it's a domino effect. So it's a tale of two tales. The two tales is one tale of Jackson Powers Johnson, the second tale of who? Ashton Genty. So before I get into all that, there's respect and admiration for those in the chat, the world's most dangerous chat. You know what it is, man. Without you, there's no me, and without us, there's no nation. There's only one nation, and that's the Mickey Ficky Raider Nation, man. Let's get into the content. Let's go. Shout out to SA Big Dog in the building, man. Saludos to you as well, my brother. Hope all is well with you and your fam, man, for real. Thank you for pulling up, man, supporting the channel. You're always welcome, man, for real, for real. Robert P in the building, and he's setting it off already.
Matter time. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
My girl Peaches holding it down for your boy, man. Thank you for everything you do. Billy Davis is in the building, man. What it is, what it was, and what it always shall be, man. One nation under God. You feel me? Let's go. Let me see what else we got up in the building, man. We got Raider Fountain in the building, man. What it is. We got, hey, we in here. Sacktown Raider Mike, my guy, man. What it do?
Matter time. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, we getting into it today. Anthony Estrada, what it is, man. Salute to you. Thank you for pulling up. Yes, sir. Who else we got up in here, man? I got to get down here. Once again, I got to put on my track shoes. I'm going to lose that down. I got to put on my track shoes to catch up with the chat. Man, I'm going to catch up, though. I'll bet you that. Let me see. I got to make sure I catch everybody's SoCal Sal in the building, man. What it is. Salute to you, my brother. Hope all is well. Thank you for pulling up. I can't bypass Anthony Estrada. He be active for real, for real.
Matter time. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There you go. There you go. Pete. Hey, shout out to Eagle Terrier 207 in the building, man. My brother in the building. Sacktown Raider Mike in the building. Yes, indeed, man. We in here today. He did it again. He did it again.
Matter time. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Y'all hit them Raiders up in the chat. No, don't do that, because I have to keep hitting Raiders. And then Bobblehead Pete, that's his nickname now. Bobblehead Pete be like, there you go, there you go. You feel me? Let me see what else we got in here. Jay Furpo in the building, man, and he continuing the fashion.
Matter time. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yes, indeed, man. Man, we in here today, boy. We're gonna do this show right, man. That's all. Hey, Jay Furpo, you gonna make me run out of this.
Matter time. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Matter time. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Furpo putting all the Raiders in the chat, bro. And I told you I can't leave no Raider behind, man, for real. And then Anthony Estrada do the same shit.
Matter time. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
And then James Furpo come back with the same shit.
Matter time. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
And he did it again.
Matter time. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Matter time. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay, that's it, Furpo. Stop it. We all shit. My guy in the building, man. We got who in the building, y'all? Do you know who this is?
My name is D-Nice. My name is D-Nice.
D-Nice in the Mickey Ficky building, man. We doing this thing this morning, man. We active like Oh, CeeLo's in the building, man. Salute to you. Hope all is well, man. I appreciate you for pulling up, man, for real. We up in here. Who else we got up in here, man? Raider Twan, how you been, my brother, man? You know what, bruh? Yeah, I've been MIA from you, man. I'm gonna have to get you up on here. Shoot, if you ain't doing nothing on, let me see. I do a morning. You know what? I could pull you up like Friday. If you ain't doing nothing tomorrow, man, if you can, at 3 p.m. Pacific, tomorrow, man, I'll shoot you the link, man. Pull up if you can, Twan, for real. For real, man. Exactly. So we can talk about this game on Sunday. And the current, and what your opinion is on the current status of the Raiders. The good stuff, what it is, man. Salute to you. Hope all is well. Furpo, what I tell your ass, man. You gonna make me run out of all this?
I'm out of time. There you go. There you go.
And you be like bobblehead Pete. There you go. There you go. There you go. Furpo stupid. Hey, keep doing your thing, Furpo. I'm just fucking with you, brother. You active on here, man. I appreciate you, man, for real. You flooding the chat. You flooding the chat for real. I'm trying to catch up to y'all, man. I keep seeing Raiders all through the chat. And I look and see who it is Furpo. J-Dog, what it is, man. Salute to you. I hope you're rocking that jersey, bro. Hey, for real. We're going to get back on track, man. You got to keep positivity. You know what I mean? Like, the way the universe works, whatever you put out into it is what you're going to receive. We keep putting negative connotations out there, we're gonna get it right back, bro. You know what I mean? We're going to get it right back. So you got to, even though we know things with the offensive line ain't that great, man, we still got to stick with our guns and still ride with our team. I seen suckers talk about that they retiring from being a fan, and who does that kind of shit? We knew you wasn't even rocking with the silver and black then, for real. If you talk about retiring as a fan because the team is ass, get the fuck out of here. Man, get the fuck out of here, for real. But we ain't sitting on that one, man. Send the back signal. Hey, I'm gonna send the bat signal for real. Like I said, tomorrow Friday, I'm putting in this overtime, bro, because I'm trying to get some shit done. I will be at the tailgate, maybe at the game. I'll be checking. I'm gonna tell you, when we had the home opener, I didn't have tickets, and I was keeping my eyes on the ticket prices because they were fluctuating. They were going up from $200 to $22 each, then dropping down to like about $190, in that area. And I told Peach, I said, look, if these tickets get down, I say around $120, we go into the game. Lo and behold, man, it got close to, for people to, the tailgate was shutting down. Everybody's getting ready to go in the building. And I want to get home in time enough to watch the whole game. So we leave an hour before kickoff. But we stayed even closer than that. We stayed around less than an hour. You know what I mean? Like, I'm keep watching these tickets. They never went down. So we get in the car. We head back to the house. And I keep looking at the tickets. As soon as I pull up into my the parking lot of my place, I look at the tickets. The motherfuckers hit 120. I said, look, Peaches, look at this shit. She's like, oh, it went to 120 as soon as we get home. Yeah, and that's how that shit be working. Right now it's 200 and something. Hold on, let me see what it is for the game against the punk ass Bears. Cause I'm keeping my eye on them. I might go to the game. I might even do the Raiders Masquerade, where I think it's like almost like $140 something per person. But it's all the food you can eat and all the drink you can drink. There's entertainment. There's a DJ. Sometimes they have live performances. It's inside of that pirate ship that they got out there, and I forgot what lot it is, but I might do that Sunday. But I do got to make my way through Lot J, because that's all the grassroots people of the nation be at, man, with all the tailgate going up and down them rows. But it ain't. I don't know if it's gonna be as active as it was in the home opener, because they feel like from what I'm hearing, the crowd should be 50-50 at Allegiant Sunday against the Bears. See, people gotta understand. It ain't because of the fan base why these tickets ain't, why our fans ain't in the building. I'm going to tell you why. Because we know how much these tickets are. And to be a fan, and a lot of fans are out of state. We're not an ingrown fan base in Las Vegas. We're LA, we're Oakland. Oakland and LA is our two main fan bases outside of Las Vegas. So you figure, imagine the cost of going to every home game for those families leaving LA and Oakland just to get to Vegas, to stay a couple of days. Game tickets and concessions add to the cost, and these are most likely resale tickets of season ticket owners who are reselling their tickets. Can you do 9 games in a season? On an average family, you think paying that much money 8-9 times in a season? And we know a season ain't even 12 months. Period. Not even 12 months. We talk about spending that money for each home game for an out-of-town fan to bring his family, not to mention the gas it's gonna take if you're driving, the airfare if you're flying, the hotel stay, the shit you got to do before the game. Like if you get in town on a Friday and the game is Sunday, Friday night what you gonna eat, Saturday night what you gonna eat and do. Sunday is the game. You go to the game. A 24 ounce of Corona, which is probably about $2 something in the store. It's costing you $10, maybe even 15. I don't know exactly the price. At the game, your kids want something to eat. It's like $20 for a slice of pizza. That shit adds up. Now these other fans, when they come into town, they only coming in once for that season. If they're on the schedule to face the Raiders, it's only one time they have to worry about getting their family from wherever they from to Las Vegas for one weekend out the year that they're on our schedule, on our way for them and at home for us. It's more cost effective for a fan to come from out of town. We got the Bears. This is the only time they got to travel to Vegas. Of course, one weekend is nothing. I can get the money for that. But we're talking about the Raider fans who would have to do that 8-9 times in the season. The average family can't afford that shit, bro. Let's keep it a buck. And the people that own tickets trying to resell it is trying to make a profit, so they're not selling it at face value. That's another thing. They're trying to make a profit. If I'm not going to the game, I know I got a $100 ticket. Let me sell it for $200. That's what they're gouging the prices. Everything in Vegas is gouged. When it comes to the weekend, the rates of the hotels go up. When you eat on the strip, the rates of what you would pay cheaper elsewhere off the strip is 2-3 times more. I remember going into a club. I went in Club Tao. I'm at the Venetian. Everybody knows this is a big club out here in Vegas. So one time I went there, I said, I want the experience of, what Club Tao is all about. So we go up in there and I go buy me a Corona at the bar. A 12-ounce bottle, a little 12-ounce bottle. You know how much that 12-ounce bottle cost me? $12. They sold it to me at $1 an ounce. $1 an ounce. $12 for a 12-ounce bottle of beer that is I know for a fact it's just a little bit over $1 if you buy that at Walmart. It's like $16 for a 12-pack. So that's just a little over $1 a bottle. And they charging me $12 for that one bottle? Yeah, they're gouging prices, bruh. They're gouging prices. Vegas needs to do something like that. I don't see how they can do that. Price gouging, you shouldn't be able to do that. You know what I mean? But they allow it here. And so a family that lives here in Vegas or that's a Raider fan coming from LA or Oakland, that's a lot of pesos, man, that an average family can't do. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, especially if you got kids. I know the experience is the only reason why you're there, because you get a better vantage point on the motherfucking TV at home. So most of my time I go tailgate and then I bring my ass right back here where the alcohol is cheaper, the nachos are cheaper, and the game is on a big screen TV. You feel me? Protect the shield. Salute to you, my brother. Thank you for pulling up. All right, man, we about to get into the show, man. Like I say, man, shout out to everybody that's here. If this is your first time here, please do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like. Definitely hit the like. Leave a comment. Share the video if you want to. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of all the content I release, even breaking news. All right, so we're going to get into it, man. We're going to get into Jackson Powers Johnson. Like I tell people, he was on a podcast with Max Crosby on the Rush podcast. There's 3 different ones he were on. He was on the one where they were doing the draft live from the A Lounge. There was one where they brought him on as a guest one time. They brought him on as a guest, not physically there, but, you know what I mean, through his setup of however he got on there with camera and screen and whatnot. But he was on there 2 other times than that. I'm pretty sure the episode I'm talking about I thought it was the draft one, but I'm not sure. It might have been the first one when he came on as a guest. The third time he went on there, Max was doing something else, so it was only the other two dudes asking him questions. They were talking about golf. They were talking about all that. I scoured all these videos looking for that part where Jackson Powers Johnson said what he said. Now, you all may be asking, well, what did he say, Lunatic? We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. I'm going to break it down for y'all for real. Lost City, we in the building, man. Salute to you. James Farpo, you already know you hitting it up, bruh. Still for real. All right, so here we go. Let me turn off this music, man, so we can go ahead and we about to go down this rabbit hole. So, the situation I'm talking about. Everybody's wondering why JPJ might be in the doghouse or something he did. Why he's not playing center. Now him playing center or playing guard may not have nothing to do with what I'm about to go deep dive into. So put your tinfoil hats on. We about to get into some talk, some shit that can be a conspiracy theory. And I think the NFL league, if this is true, could be behind it, pushing the narrative of why the Raiders are handling JPJ the way they are. Now, I was watching the Rush podcast one time with JPJ on there. Once again, I don't recall which one it was. There's 3 different times he was on there. The main one I do remember is him at when they had a draft party. Max Crosby had a draft party at the A Lounge out here in Vegas, and JPJ was there on the couch, talking football. I thought it was that one, but what I've come to realize and what I found out, scouring these videos, listening from it from beginning to end more than once, I didn't hear what I heard the day that they went live. So I'm thinking, well, damn, why I can't find it? And I know for a fact he said this. Matter of fact, let me set it up for something similar he said. This is JPJ on the Rush saying some shit similar, not similar, but that sets up to where I'm going to allude to. So let's listen to that, what he said on there.
What's your favorite play to run?
Anywhere where I can run out in space. Anywhere I can run like a fat gazelle. I'd say that. Anywhere I'm out in space.
Mobile, baby.
Like a mobile husky jungle cat.
Are we talking like a pin pole or are we talking like a screen?
Anything you want.
Either or.
I mean, screens are fun, but there's a little, like, you can always kind of get downfield. So I'm going to go either pin and pull or like a reverse. A reverse where I can go around, just absolutely use my cranium to hit somebody. I'm going to say that.
Okay, notice there at the end. They asked him what kind of play he likes to run. Pin and pull. He wants to get out there and use his cranium. Okay? Use your cranium. Now, we know in the NFL, with the lawsuit that came against the NFL about CTE. CTE is a big thing with the NFL because I think it came and touched around the $1 billion mark as far as all the money they're investing in preventative medicine towards that. The reason why they have blue tents on the sideline is because of concussion protocol. We know the history of JPJ and concussions dating back to University of Oregon in college. He has an issue with concussions. The reason why he missed the last two games is because of concussion protocol. CTE is something the NFL will not play with. Period. They will not play with it. There's too much money invested to help keep that from happening. They even allow you to wear those what's the covering over the helmets that and some players don't like it. I guess fashion-wise it don't look good, but health-wise, it can help you with taking the impact of helmet-to-helmet contact, which can eliminate the effects of having a concussion. So, with that being said, the thing that I'm getting to is there wasn't a podcast, one of these podcasts, and I swear for God, I know what I heard. I know what I heard, and I think they went back and watched it and edited out the video. I think they edited out of it. There was an instance where JPJ was talking. Max Crosby was one of the guys there talking to him. They weren't there physically together, but they were there on the podcast. JPJ specifically said, this may not be verbatim, but this is what he said. He said while out there playing the game of football and blocking whatever it is that he does, and he jokingly said, "I'm trying to get CTE." And Max Crosby and the other host of the show was like, whoa, you don't say that. You know what I mean? That's exactly what happened. JPJ jokingly said he's trying to get CTE. Basically using his head to block. And they like caught Max Crosby and the guy off guard. They were like, whoa, wait a minute. Don't say that. And I think that might be the precursor to everything that's happening now with JPJ. Now, they probably had whoever edits the Rush program probably, hey, take that shit out. Because I swear to God, I went through all these videos and I cannot find it. I cannot find when he said that shit, but I remember it clear as day because I was thinking to myself, you don't want to say that shit because the NFL got caught up and got sued and had to give up $1 billion or $2 billion for the, you know what I mean, paying the families of of retired players who suffer from CTE. We know about Junior Seau unaliving himself with CTE. They said that Hernandez, the tight end from New England that ended up doing himself in jail, they said when they looked over his brain, he had the brain of a 60-year-old when it comes to CTE. So you're looking at a league that's spending a lot of money, and then the stigma of having that attached to your league as far as you're getting these guys into a situation of creating brain trauma that later on can have them in a situation of unaliving themselves. So the league can't have that shit. And for a player to come out jokingly saying, I'm trying to get CTE, that is a red flag for the league. So I wouldn't doubt they had them go edit that video. Because I went through all 3 videos yesterday alone, twice. Listening. Like, come on, I know for a fact he said that because it caught me off. Like, bro, you can't say that shit. You trying to get CTE? Nah, you can't do that, bro. So, my other question was, since they got rid of that and there's nothing I was researching, I was Googling it, I was using AI to try to find when did JPJ, you know, what podcast was it that he said it and where did he say it in? And Chat GPT, like we can't find it. There's nothing out there of him saying that, but there is. I know, bro. I specifically heard him say that. So now what I did, I said, well, okay, since you want to get rid of it, let me see exactly how the NFL how would we have, guessing wise, how would they react to a player if he was ever caught saying that on a podcast or anything? So what I did was go into Chat GPT. I said, create me a summary of the approach the NFL would take to an NFL player if he said, if he jokingly said, I'm trying to get CTE, as far as describing his approach to the physicality of his game. So this is what GPT came up with for me. I made a video on it, and it seems to me like some of these things that they would have tried to do, they didn't have to do once you remove the evidence. Once you remove the evidence, but behind the scenes, just listen to the whole video in totality of what they said the league would do as far as dealing with that player and that organization when it comes to something like this, if it did occur. But if they washed everything out off the internet where you can't find it, no evidence, no, you can't point the finger. But they deal with it. Now they can go behind the curtain and deal with it out of the public's eye. This is what ChatGPT told me that the NFL would do if an instance like this would happen. Let's go.
Here's a likely summary of how the NFL would approach a situation of an NFL player jokingly saying, I'm trying to get CTE, when describing his physical approach to the game. Public stance and messaging. The NFL takes concussions and chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, very seriously in its public communications. A player joking about trying to get CTE would almost certainly trigger a swift league response to distance itself from the remark. The NFL would likely issue a statement condemning the comment as inappropriate, reaffirm its commitment to player health and safety, especially regarding head trauma, highlight the league's ongoing investments in research, technology, and rule changes to reduce head injuries, disciplinary or advisory action. While the league might not suspend or fine the player for a single offhand joke, it would likely speak with the player privately and/or through their team to stress the seriousness of the issue. Possibly issue a warning or advisory that similar comments in the future could result in fines under the league's personal conduct or detrimental to the game policies. Encourage the player to make a clarifying or apologetic statement. Team and player relations. The player's team would probably be involved, with pressure from the league to manage the situation. The team's PR staff might encourage the player to clarify that the remark was a joke and not reflective of actual beliefs. Express support for the NFL's concussion protocols and efforts to protect players. Media and image management. Because of how sensitive CTE is, especially with lawsuits from former players and ongoing medical scrutiny, the NFL's main goal would be image control. The league would want to prevent the comment from undermining public trust in its safety reforms. Avoid fueling criticism from medical experts, advocates, or media who argue the NFL downplays long-term brain injury risks. In short, the NFL would likely treat the comment as a serious PR issue, respond with condemnation and a reminder of its safety initiatives, privately caution the player, and possibly push for a public clarification or apology, all while working to contain any narrative that the league trivializes CTE.
Okay, I see you, my 2 cents. My 2 cents says, regardless if he made the comment, how does it change JPJ's position? Oh yeah, his position. You've getting bashed either way. Because if I was to punish you without opening the eyes of the public of why I'm punishing you, how would you punish somebody to make it look like it's not a punishment? Position change? Not just that. He changed positions. Was he at that position the last 2 weeks? I'll wait. The last 2 weeks, was he at that position that they changed him to? Nope. Nope. What did they say he was out for? Concussion protocol. Concussion protocol. In practice, when you only allowed 14 dress down practices a year, you gotta. He didn't get it in the game. It happened in practice because all of a sudden he was okay out through the game, but when they had practice, it was like, oh, he's in concussion protocol. Nobody's seen it coming. This is the way you hide shit. You hide it in plain sight. Okay, he has concussion. You give them something that the NFL and the Raiders are doing what they're supposed to do with concussion protocol. They're making, you know what I mean? They're doing everything right by the book underneath that agreement. Rather than out of nowhere, what happened? So I'm like I said, put your tinfoil hats on. I'm not saying this is exactly what happened, but I think there's something that he said that was way worse than anything he can do on that team. Besides drinking drunk and driving drunk and killing somebody in traffic. To the NFL standpoint, out of everything that you can do in the NFL, what is the most detrimental thing you can do to the league? There's DUIs all the time. There's abuse all the time. You always get these cases. It happens on an occurrence. But to have something happen against the league that cost them over $1 billion, and to do everything they can to make sure it don't happen by including a blue tent on every sideline, every Sunday, every Monday, every Thursday. And then here's the one part that you're not even thinking about. If you do become a player that's suspected of having a concussion in a game, who's the one that makes that call for you to go to the blue tent? The NFL are upstairs in the booth with the 2 other teams. They're spending money on extra bodies on salary to go up in these booths and to watch the game, and any signs of anybody looking like they have a concussion, they're going to the blue tent. Oh, they've been ringed down by upstairs. We got to take them to concussion protocol in the blue tent. That's, you know how much money the NFL is spending on just preventative medicine or whatnot of CTE? Do you know the money they're spending? More money than all of the Raider Nation combined will ever see in a lifetime. That's how much money they're spending. Looking it up, man, I was like, damn, they spending all that money on just, they don't give a fuck about ACLs and Achilles, and a motherfucker died on the field. Cardiac arrest, but yet CTE is over that. You don't hear them say, oh, we're putting in money to help prevent cardiac arrest on the field. Really? We didn't hear that? Motherfucker died and they had to resuscitate him? But CTE is a long-term effect of so many head injuries. Then why we don't hear about that shit in boxing and UFC? And they don't wear helmets. I'm just saying. They put out shit in the news to make it look like the league is trying and doing something. Are you really trying and doing something? Why are you doing it for? Are you doing it because you really care about the players and in their health? Or are you doing it because the fine is too great? The negative publicity is too great. See, we only look at the end product of what happens. Like, oh, they're doing something about it. Why are they doing something about it? Why? Because they really care about the players? Or fuck the players, it's our name in our pockets. It's sure weird that they erased that shit from the fucking podcast. Ask that question. Why did they remove it from the podcast? Why is that statement not on there no more? It doesn't have anything to do with his position. Maybe they're using the position change to punish him behind the curtain. But they have to do it in a way where it won't make like, we're all asking why, but we're hearing them say, oh, it's a competition. You can't argue competition. You want competition at every position. You can't argue it. And we heard concussion protocol, but we know how the rigors of the NFL are and exactly how they approach and treat it. This is no different than any other team with a player in concussion protocol. We'll just look over it like it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. It's not nothing. What else did JPJ do that you think will cause them to do what they doing to him at position-wise and trying to... 2 games gone because of concussion protocol, bruh. 2 games. Well, why did the league wait? Why did the league wait? Ask this question. Why Snowden still playing? Why Snowden's still playing and he was in a car over a fucking wall intoxicated? The league picks and chooses, well, who the fuck they gonna find and who they not. And if it's somebody that can cause a disdain amongst those of why you let him do this and not that. CTE is a thing that they're not gonna overlook and they're gonna address it. We're gonna hit it head on. Because I'm pretty sure nobody on the Rush podcast said, hey, we need to get rid of that statement. Maybe they did. But 9 times out of 10, when you're doing a live podcast and the episode is up and posted after you're done, it's there. You don't remember that shit. You going through the whole video like, you know what I mean? I got to do camera angles while we going live. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's exactly what happened, but it had to be something major for them. If they feel like that they gotta punish him for whatever it is, they're punishing him, bro. You making him compete. First, the competition was with fucking Jordan Meredith at center. Now Meredith is not even in the competition. Parham's not in the competition. Colton Miller's not in the competition. Not even DJ Glaze is in the competition. But you got fucking JPJ in a competition with Alex Kappa, who was gone. He was injured. So now it's a competition at one certain fucking position. That's not peculiar to you. That's not eyebrow raising. Like, why is he the only motherfucker getting competition? It's kind of like a job when they want to get rid of you. They do a lot of bullshit to put down in your record is why we got rid of you. We want to get rid of this motherfucker. Okay, he didn't do this. Some minor shit that you let everybody else get away with, but since it's me and you want to get rid of me, you're documenting all this bullshit. He spit on the ground. He put his gum under the chair. But you're not going to fire that motherfucker for stealing. You're not going to fire that motherfucker for having sex at the job in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bruh. You going after JPJ specifically. We're not saying Kappa is the one in competition with JPJ. We're saying JPJ is in competition with Kappa. How the fuck we get to that? In 3 weeks. How did we get to that? Meredith ain't the greatest center. How the fuck he won the competition over JPJ? See, we being blinded by other shit. It's like, bruh, come on, bruh. What does his position change have to do? Ask that question. Why are they changing his position twice? What you mean twice? He's only at guard, but he's in competition for it. It doesn't even mean he won that shit yet. What if Kappa out? If they say Kappa beat him, then what JPJ gonna go? Left guard? Take over Parham? They not even letting Parham. Parham's not even in competition. What the fuck is that? DJ Glaze, he gonna take his shit? Nope. He ain't going there. He taking Colton Miller? Nope. Where you think JPJ gonna end up if Kappa beats him out at right guard? Trading block. What could happen that was so detrimental to the career of JPJ to put him in a position as good as he is to lose his job twice? And you're getting in a competition with a player right now who is gone because what? Your best ability is what? Availability, who was not available. Come on, man. We can't be mice in this motherfucking maze. This shit don't make sense, bruh. We as people, regardless of it's sports or life, if the shit ain't adding up, question that shit. Don't just take it as gospel because the next motherfucker told you this is why is this. Hell no. Don't you do the research. Do the research and find out yourself. Don't just take somebody's word as gospel because they might just took it as gospel from the next person that didn't know what the fuck they was talking about. It just don't add up, bro. The math ain't mathing. It ain't mathing. He's the only one in competition this whole fucking time? Who was the competition at left guard? And we know what fucking Parham did. Not a motherfucking thing. Who is he competing with? Who? Tell me who Parham competed with and who he won it from. And then we can't go by experience. Well, he's been here longer. Okay, well, DJ Glaze got drafted in the same draft that JPJ did. Why Glaze ain't competing with somebody? It's not adding up. It's deeper than Atlantis. It's deeper than the seafloor, traveled by the mantis. Shout out to X-Clan. Yeah, old hip-hop heads out there know that shit. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's what it is, but there had to be something JPJ, and I don't see something that he did or it would have hit the news. JPJ was driving under influence and crashed the car. JPJ is being accused of SA for a female acquaintance, even though he's engaged. Or JPJ, you know what I mean? We don't, none of that is what it is. So what could it be so detrimental to cause this man to have to fight for his life, his career, and we know he's good at doing? At positions we know he's good at doing. It's not adding up, bruh. It's not adding up. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that is what it is, but I found some shit that it could be, and I'm bringing it to you guys, the nation, to let you know, look, what if it's this? Nobody's talking about it. Why they're not talking about it? Because they got rid of that shit out of the podcast. I swear for God, on my brother, my dad, my stepmom, and anybody else that I was attached to in life who was no longer with us, I know what I heard, and I know the reaction that Max Crosby and them gave when he said that shit. Because I was like, wait a minute, whoa, you can't say that shit, bro. That's a serious fucking situation with the NFL talking about CTE, and you're trying to get it? Nah, bruh. In order for you to try to get it, that means somebody else can get it too, because you need two to tango. So basically, you're putting other players at risk for that comment. Even though you jokingly said the shit, but even Max and him was like, whoa, you can't say that shit, bruh. I'm just saying. My 2 cents say that shit. That's what I'm saying. How is somebody that potentially can be great, whether it's center or guard, period? He has the talent. He has the intestinal fortitude. He's a beast. But they're making him jump through these hoops. Is, like I said, it reminds me of a job that's trying to get rid of you or punish you. Okay, look, I give you an example of exactly what this is the equivalent of. It's the equivalent of fucking Shedeur Sanders not getting drafted in the first 5 rounds. Come on now. You may not like Shedeur Sanders because of his dad, but don't tell me he's not gifted enough to go before he got drafted in this draft. They was proving a point. The good old boy club, they was trying to prove a point. Oh no, you're not bigger than the game. And then when they want to make a point, they gonna drive that motherfucker home. Like I said, it's like a job that's trying to get rid of your ass, but have no reason of getting rid of your ass. So what do? They make up reasons. If JPJ gets traded or released, which I doubt he get released, he gets traded. If he gets traded, how does that protect the team? He lost the starting job. It was a fair competition, and he lost. And ain't nobody, and us Raider fans gonna look at it like, what the fuck is you talking about? But the rest of the world that's NFL fans of other teams and in the league is just gonna be like, he should have fought harder. He should have fought harder. And they're gonna blow it off as it ain't shit. That's exactly what they do with anything that's major that can bring their downfall. They're gonna blow it off like it ain't shit. Cause they're blowing this off, bruh. Ain't no way in the world Kappa is gonna outdo motherfucker, even though they got. And here's the thing. Why would you have JPJ at right fucking guard anyway when he played left guard coming? We drafted him to be a guard, left guard on this team. Let's keep it a buck. Andre James was here already. He was the left guard. That's why we drafted him. He played left guard in college with Oregon. Then he went to center. So why would you take him from two positions that he's familiar with and then try to move him to something that he never played? That's another thing. Unless they're setting you up to fail. But the question is, it's not that they're setting you up to fail. Why are they setting you up to fail? Why does it seem like they want to get rid of you? Why? And like I said, there's nothing across the landscape that even puts it in our head that, oh, they're getting rid of him because he was drinking and driving. Okay, where's Snowden at? I'm just saying. I ain't heard the commissioner come out and suspend him like he suspended other teams' players from shit. Like I say, y'all, don't let them pull that fucking wool over your eyes. That's another tin hat theory right there. My 2 cents. What if? But why would you? I don't see that. That's hard to believe because now you got two people on the same side of the spectrum. JPJ could have pressed Wilkins, but it would have been done rightfully so if the accusations, well, I don't know the accusations, but we hear shit about why Wilkins, or not why Wilkins, but what Wilkins were attached to. Why would you put two people that's not victims? I don't know, man. I'm just trying to figure out why this weird shit is happening. It's weird as fuck. It's weird as fuck, man. It just don't make no sense why you making JPJ jump through fucking hoops. For what? What did he do? Did he fuck one of the coach's wives? But I doubt it because he talked about his fiance and they're getting a house together, and he don't seem like that kind of dude. I'm riding with the Ducks. Yeah, you know what I mean? But that's just one thing I want to talk about, man. It just I want to go in depth because I'm like, man, I remember a while ago I said I need to bring this up. But I told myself, no, I'm not gonna do that because that might not be the case. But then I start seeing the way they're doing JPJ's like, wait a minute, what else could it be? And why would you go back and clear a part of your podcast that he said this shit so it don't? And I know that's the kind of shit government, and who's equal to a government? You got to remember, the NFL is its own world. They have their own judges. They have their own attorneys. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need the outside government to interfere with what we got going. So we got to keep it clean and contained so they don't involve themselves. The government, that is. So they got their own fucking community, their own country, everything all in one. They gauge everything themselves, so they don't have outside interference. And this is just one of the way that they clean up their shit. They clean up their shit themselves. They probably contact, hey, Max, you're gonna have to get rid of that part of the podcast, bro. And Max gets so many views and followers and shit from the rush that's the new rap game now. The new rap game is podcasting. It's podcasting because there's a lot of money in it. Whether you're getting it from YouTube, you're getting it from TikTok or Instagram, there's also deals that can be brokered amongst having products, that you represent products. You know what I mean? They pay you. Now, there's some ways of setting up where you get a percentage commission from people going through your link to purchase shit. And then there's other ways of them giving money by them just outright giving you a monthly check to be an ambassador to their product. There's a lot of money in this podcast, and this is the new rap game. For those that don't know, this is the new rap game, and that's exactly what it is. So there's a lot of money in this shit. A lot of money. But I'm just saying, okay, we're going to move on, man, before I get up off here. I don't want to be on here too long, and it look like I've been on here a little too long, about an hour. I'm trying to keep it around 35, 45 minutes and go deeper on the weekend when we do the pregame show. But Ashton Genty. Here's another thing that people keep saying, that Ashton Genty looks like a bust. I'm hearing other people say he's not as explosive as what we thought he was gonna be. He's not what we thought he was gonna be. He's not this. He's not that. It's all negative energy being pointed towards Ashton Genty, but the numbers say otherwise. Numbers don't lie. This man has 144 yards total rushing in 3 games, right? That's not a lot. It's not a lot at all. You know what I mean? You're close. You're just under 50 yards a game, right? But here's the kicker. 144 total yards rushing, 145 yards after contact. Do the math on that one. Figure that one out. I know the equation, but I'm just saying, think about that. 144 total yards rushing on the season, but 145 yards total after contact. That's 101% bing upward graded. How is that? How do you get 101%? Because the offensive line is allowing him to get contacted behind the the line of scrimmage, which means the negative yardage on plays that he's ran is being included in the equation of the yards rushing. So he has more, because you can get touched in the backfield and break it and make total yards. We're talking about yards after contact. He's being contacted in the back in the backfield. Plain and simple. That's what the offensive line is letting motherfuckers through to get to Genty before he can get going with the ball. That's what I'm saying. He leads the league in yards after contact. Think about that. What is it? 50 yards away from being top 10, 83 yards away from being top 5 rusher in the league. Out of 32 teams, he's 83 yards away from rushing. Now, from being in the top 5. Now, that's telling you one or two things. That the rest of the league ain't shit, and that's what I'm going to. The rest of the league ain't shit either. Or he got hella yards to be in the top 5 because the main rusher in the league right now got like 300 yards rushing, and that's not the case. The league is terrible right now in rushing. That's why he's so 80 yards, one good game, he's in the top 5. You know what I mean? One good game. And he hasn't had a good game, and he has shown flashes. Anybody say he's a bust is a hater, and I hope you get hemorrhoids that look like herpes in your ass for the rest of your life. Eric Holloway, what's the deal? I'm not worried. Hey, Eric, I'm not worried about Ashton Genty. He's showing me that he has it. Now imagine him in a full game and you giving him the ball. Not every down. Come on now. That's being stupid. But giving him the ball to keep the defense honest, regardless. But the offense, if the offense of line is doing their job to protect Genty and Geno and open up holes for Genty, Genty's gonna get off. He has that it factor. He has it. We've seen it every game. There's a play he made where it made us go, wow. Think about it. And they're trying to deaden that down like, oh, he doesn't give me a wow factor. Get the fuck out of here. He's only carrying the ball 11, 12 times. How many wow factors you going to get in 11, 12 tries? You know what I mean? And then you go pass heavy the rest of the game because you're behind in the score count, so you got to catch up by passing. Come on, bruh. I know better than that shit. The offensive line got to get it together. I'm not ready to give up on them because one thing I do know in life, you don't give up too soon. That can be so detriment to whatever it is you're trying to. You don't quit too soon. You know what I mean? It's like that motherfucker that quit the slot machine before it hit for 50,000. The next motherfucker come up behind him, get up on there and hit for 50,000. You like, what the fuck? Because you quit too soon. You quit too soon. And it's all a judgment call. You know, it's a judgment call. You don't know factual when to give up and when not to give up on somebody. You don't. It's a judgment call. Sometimes your judgment is feeble. Other times your judgment is you know me, on top of his game. But it's all up to judgment. You got to make the right judgment call. And I heard another rumor, since Bosa is out with the Niners, they might be interested in Tyree Wilson. Are you willing to make that trade? Are you willing to trade Tyree Wilson? Are you willing to say, in the beginning of his third season, you're ready to give up on him and move on so he can go to the Niners and be a Pro Bowler and they win the Super Bowl? I'm just saying. Because we know some is mainly systems fit players the same way players fit systems. So if you're ready to give up on Tyree and think he ain't gonna be shit, and you trade him off and he go off and become shit, I don't want to hear no motherfuckers out there complaining, oh, why don't we get rid of him? You said he wasn't shit. You said he wasn't shit. So I'm just saying. Just we giving you content, man, for the week. It is Thursday, man. You guys enjoy your Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow, Friday. I have some guests on here as well. So y'all have a great day. Have a great day. Man, do what it is that y'all do and do it to the fullest. And just remember, if nobody love you, fuck them. That's just the way it got to be. So with that being said, man, I'm Lunatic Raider. You've been watching the Lunatic Raider show, man. And I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Same Raider time, same Raider channel, man. I'm Lunatic Raider. And like I always say about this time, subscribe to the channel, hit that like, leave a comment, hit that notification bell so you can be notified of all the content I release, even breaking news. Man, I'm Lunatic Raider. I'm out this. B-I-H.